Welcome to Business English Express with Chris.
English tenses are a way of talking about time in our language, whether it's something now, something that happened in the past, or something we're expecting in the future. At first glance, tenses might seem tricky, but once you get the hang of them, it's like second nature. So let's break them down now, step by step. First, let's dive into the present and start with the present simple. This is the tense we use when we're talking about things happening right now or things that are true all the time. When we use the present simple, we're often talking about things that happen regularly or all the time, things that are true in general or things that are always true. It's like saying, hey, this is a fact or this is a habit. Now, let's do some examples. I eat breakfast every morning. That would be a habit. The sun rises in the east. That would be a fact. It's easy to form also. All you have to do is use the base form of the verb for most subjects. But if you're talking about the pronouns he, she, or it, you would add an S or ES at the end, like she plays tennis. The present continuous is for when something is happening right now, in the moment you're speaking. It's like saying it's happening as we speak. For this one, we use am, is, or are, depending on the subject, with the verb ending in ing. For example, I'm eating lunch right now and they are studying for their exams. The present perfect is a bit special because it connects the past and the present. We use it to talk about something that happened at the same point in the past, but we don't specify when, or we use it when something started in the past and still affects the present. For example, I've finished my homework. The exact time isn't important. And she's lived in this city for 5 years. She started living here in the past, and she still lives here now. Notice that we use has or have plus the past participle of the verb. Present perfect continuous. This one is about actions that started in the past and are still happening, or actions that recently stopped but have a noticeable effect now. It's all about the duration, the time of the action. So, for example, I've been studying for 3 hours. I started studying in the past and I'm still studying now. And they've been working all day. It's still going on. And it's clear it's been a long time. We form it with have, has, been, plus the verb ending in ing. Talking about the past. Now we're in the past. We use past tenses to describe things that have already happened, things that are over. So, with past simple, for example, when we talk about something that happened in the past at a specific time, we use the past simple. It's like saying this is something that's already done. For example, I visited Paris last summer. She watched a movie yesterday. You form it by changing the verb into its past form. For regular verbs, that usually means adding ed ending. But for irregular verbs, you'll have to memorize the changes. like go, went. Past continuous helps us talk about actions that were happening at a certain point in the past or actions that may have been interrupted. An example is I was reading when the phone rang. They were playing football at 5 p.m. We use was or were plus the verb ending ing. Past perfect. If you're talking about an action that happened before another action in the past perfect is what you need. It's like saying this happened first and then something else happened after. As an example, I had already eaten when she arrived. Or she had never seen a movie like that before. To form it, you use had plus the past participle of the verb. Past perfect continuous. This one emphasizes the duration of an action that was happening before something else in the past. It's like saying, I was busy doing this for a long time before something interrupted me. For example, I had been waiting for an hour when the bus finally arrived. Or they had been working all day before they took a break. We form it by using had been plus the verb ending in ing. The future tenses, talking about what's coming. Let's talk about the future. We use future tenses to talk about things that haven't happened yet, but are going to happen. Future simple. The future simple is for things we decide to do in the moment or for general predictions. It's like saying, this will happen in the future. Let's do an example. I will call you later. A decision I'm making now. And they will probably arrive at 7 p.m. Prediction. We form it with will plus the base verb. Use the future continuous to talk about actions that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. It's like saying, at this point in the future, this action will be happening. For example, this time tomorrow, I will be flying to Paris. Or we will be watching a movie when you arrive. We use will be plus the verb ending in ing. The future perfect is used when you want to talk about something that will be finished before a specific point in the future. It's like saying, by that time that happens, this will already be done. As an example, by 5 p.m., I will have finished my work. Or, she will have left by the time we get there. We form it with will have plus the past participle of the verb. Future perfect continuous. Now, this one's a little bit tricky, but it's useful when you want to emphasize the duration or the length of an action that will be happening until a certain point in the future. It's like saying, by the time something happens in the future, I will have been doing something for a while. As an example, by next year, I will have been working here for 5 years. Or he will have been studying for 3 hours by noon. We use will have been plus the verb ending ing. A few quick tips when using English tenses. Time expressions. That's what these are. So look out for time words that help signal which tense to use, like every day, present simple, or yesterday, past simple. Be consistent. Make sure the tense you use is consistent throughout your sentence or story. Jumping between tenses can often confuse your listener or reader. Context is key. Always ask yourself, is it happening now? Did it happen already? Or is it going to happen? That's your clue to which tense to use. And there you have it. Once you start practicing, choosing the right tense will feel a lot easier. Don't worry if it feels a little tricky at first. Just keep going, and before long, you'll be a tense master. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.
Welcome to Business English Express. With Chris, you'll learn to be your best. Learn the skills, unlock success.